Hey guys, Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports, and today we're going to be doing an install on this K&N 63 series intake for the 17 to 18 F150s with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost engines. Now, first things first, let's take a look at what we've got here on the bench. So when you open up your box, you should have a couple different pieces, and your intake's going to come disassembled, obviously, so you'll have the actual intake snorkel, some couplers, hose clamps for those couplers, a little bit of hardware as well as a wiring extension, obviously your filter itself, and then the top section of your air box. So long as you have all those things, you also have a little instruction packet as well as some dyno numbers on your intake. If you have all that with you, then you should be good to go. And this intake installs with just simple hand tools, so all you'll really need to do to complete this is have either just a small set of ratchets with some sockets or a flathead screwdriver as well as some Allen head wrenches, and that's basically going to cover it. Looking here at our kit, we've got everything that we need, and we've got our 2017 EcoBoost truck behind me, so let's go ahead, hop under the hood, and get this thing installed. All right, so the first thing we're gonna wanna do when we pop the hood is actually disconnect this negative terminal on the battery. That's just gonna prevent any issues when we're disconnecting pieces over there, and especially working with the sensor and such. So we're gonna take a ratchet with the 10mm socket, loosen this up a little bit. With that loose, we can go ahead and wiggle this terminal out of place. There we go. And now let's move over to the intake. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is actually come around to the back side of the intake here, near the throttle body, and there's a airflow sensor with a harness on it that we're gonna disconnect. It's a little hard to see from the front, hence why I'm kind of coming at it from the side, but we're just gonna push down on that connector, pull it back, and then we can also peel this tape off the outside of it to clean it up a little bit and get that ready to attach our adapter. Now the next thing we're gonna wanna do is take our ratchet with a little socket or a flathead screwdriver, and we're gonna loosen up this first hose clamp right at the front of the intake. All right, and with that plenty loose, make sure it's not hung up, we're gonna go ahead and pull these plastic tabs back and pop the lid up. And now we can actually slide the lid out of the hose and take that out of the picture. With the lid out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and take our paper filter out because we won't be needing this anymore. And then we have two more little hose clamps on this sort of Y-pipe section that comes off the back. So we're gonna loosen these up so we can disconnect it. This top one's pretty easy. The one down here is a little bit more difficult to get to, so you will probably have to use some sort of extension or, like I said before, a flathead screwdriver or something like that, depending on how yours is placed. With both the hose clamps loosened up, we can take this first pipe at the top, slide it out, and then we can kind of rotate and shift the lower section off as well. And you'll see that this hose is clamped on the back, going to your reservoir, so make sure you slide that out of the way, and then we can get rid of this pipe. Now, the next few steps are actually pretty simple, and I'm not going to walk you through them entirely, but basically you'll take this top section of your airbox and the kind of rubber piping that you get with it to run around the top. Then you'll want to put the actual filter in this top section by just simply attaching this plastic ring with two Allen head screws and some washers that you'll get. And once all that's on, I've just tightened down the hose clamp, so this is all good to go. And then we put two little rubber strips along the bottom, and now we can go ahead and set this into place in the actual vehicle. Now I've got our three couplers here with the hose clamps just kind of loosely attached, and we're gonna go ahead and get these all stuck onto their respective places on the system. So push the first hose clamp and coupler on there. Second one here. And then the third one on this lower tube. With all three in place, let's go ahead and just tighten the hose clamp on each one so they stay on there. Now you're gonna want to go ahead and grab that factory pipe that we removed earlier, and there's a sensor on the bottom here. So the way you remove this is basically by taking a little flathead, and you'll be able to pry up on this plastic tab, lift it and rotate. And then from there, you can kind of wiggle the sensor back out. It does take a little bit of time to shimmy it just because the rubber O-ring in this sits pretty tightly, but just like that, it'll pop out, and now we don't need this pipe any longer. Next, go ahead and grab your K&N pipe that came with your kit, as well as a small rubber grommet and that sensor that we just removed. We'll set the sensor off to the side and get this grommet pushed in. So after you've got the grommet fitted in here, just make sure it's sealed up nice inside and out, and then we'll grab our sensor and we can push this through as well. There we go. And so with some firm pressure, you can get it to sit down in to where that tab is up against the grommet and it's seated in place and there won't be any air leaking out. Then from there, we can take this whole unit and actually drop it into the truck itself. So we'll start by getting that front portion positioned. Work our way to the rear hose here. All right. So now it's all fitted in place. All of our couplers are sealed like they should be. The only thing we have to do now is actually tighten these hose clamps down to make sure it all actually seals properly and stays in place. There we go. So with all the hose clamps tightened down on our couplers, everything's sealed up here. The last thing we need to do is go around to the backside and reattach our sensor to the actual wiring harness. Now, when you're reattaching your sensor here on the back of your intake pipe, you may have a extra wiring extension, and depending on your year of vehicle or what you're installing, you may or may not need this. For our truck, the factory wiring harness is actually still long enough to reach, so we're just gonna take the connector as it is and plug it into the sensor in the back. With the sensor reconnected, the only thing we have left to do is reconnect the negative terminal on our battery, which we already did. Then you'll want to just give this a quick once over, make sure everything's tight and in place the way you want it. And from there, that's going to be a wrap on this install. As usual, guys, thank you for watching. And if you're interested in picking up this cold air intake for your F-150, you can head down to the description below, click that link, it'll shoot you over to our website, and I'll see you guys next time.